All right, everyone. It looks like it's about what 9:40-ish or so. So I guess we better get started here. Um, I am joining you. Just kidding. I'm not joining you from anywhere. This is pre-recorded. I'm on furlough day, so I decided to do this via um, a video here. So if you want to email me, please email me in regards to anything that you have over here. But I won't respond to you anyways. At least not today. Maybe tomorrow. So let's go for it. Let's get started here. So this is SLO workflow updates and Elumen. Um, just real quick here, meet the committee just in case you haven't met them. Um, the little change that happened in the fall semester was Maria. Maria stepped up to be the student services rep as Mark Madison stepped down from that committee. And so there's your representatives in case you need to talk to them. All the good stuff here. We are still looking for an administrative advisor, and we'll still keep on looking. We'll see what happens. All right, before we get started with the nitty-gritty, how about this? Just to sort of get you in the flow of thinking here, I'm going to start off very slow, and so just some riddles. Just let's get started here. So here it is. What do you? It's picture puzzles. Decided to do that. It's kind of fun. So this one, again, pretty easy, should be, right? Anybody got it? Haha, Jack in the Box. Yes, that is Jack in the Box. Okay, just start a few more, just in case we get it here. So, all yours. So how good are you at spotting things? So can you spot the letter C in less than a minute? And I would do the Jeopardy. Da 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 da. Da doesn't apply here. So give you like 30 seconds here. I have a little counter here. Can you see the C or can you not see the C? All right. Those of you that see it, yes, you can tell your neighbor where it's at, all the good stuff here. Okay. I'll tell you, it's on the right-hand side of the page. How about that? That's probably the best clue I'm going to give you. Right-hand side of the page. Or the slide. Or the whole bunch of zeros. Alright, if you did not see the C, too bad for you. That's just the way it's going to be. Alright. I'm going to just next puzzle. Just a few more. A couple more to go. So can you find the mistake here? Can you find the mistake? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So go for it. Look at the image. Can you find the mistake? You got colorful numbers there. Any mistake there? It should be a quick one though. Boom. You should see it, and then we go off. So I'm going to go 10 more seconds on it. Can you find the mistake? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm not even going to tell you, but maybe people that are kind enough to whisper it to the person next to you if they're actually wanting to know what the mistake is. Okay, we'll go on from there. Oh, this one's a fun one. All yours here. The problem can be solved by preschool children in about 5 to 10 minutes. By programmers in about an hour. And people in higher education. Not saying who that is. Well, can you check for yourself? Okay, so I'm not going to give you like 5 minutes or so. And you may want to just look it up. Here's the website as well, just in case you're interested in pursuing it a little further here. I'm up to like 40 minutes and I still don't see it. Nah, just kidding. Didn't try to solve it. I figured I'll let you guys solve it first, and then you guys tell me what it is, and then I'll know. So, anybody? I got it? Okay. Not going to give the answers. Like I said, you have the website to go to in case you're interested. But two more. How about this? This should be pretty easy. So, can you name the classic children's book based upon the images? This should be pretty easy. A. Yeah, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. B. The cat in the hat. All right. Okay, one more. This is a peculiar, specifically to West Hills College. How about this? Give you guys a little bit of time. Yep, specific to West Hills College. This is it, specifically to us. All right, I'm going to go with it here. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. My own creation. I figure furloughs. Isn't that furloughs? Furloughs. That's where we're in this semester. Anyways, how about that? Or this school year. All right, let's go. So times for this semester that are kind of important here. So this is the SLO assessment day, May 15th. If you plan on not being there and furloughing it, so now you know what day to furlough. Won't say who did it last semester, but there it is, May 15th, if you want to mark it on your calendar to be there or not to be there. All right. So let's go with it. This is plans for the SLO committee for the year, which the school is kind of part of and you as faculty are part of. I'm going to just kind of run through just a few things here. One major thing is on there's going to be a change in how we do SLOs throughout the semester. But let's kind of go through each of these here. So for number 1, our goal was to do a full implementation of Elumen or SLO workflow for Elumen. So there is an SLO workflow in Elumen. As you start your course revision, you'll see something like this. And so it's CSLO revision, it's version 1. In here, it's in here, it's all set up, except you have not been trained on it. So whenever we have some time to get some training done during this semester, or maybe possibly in the fall semester, we'll get that going here. But this is only for if you're going to revise your core, or actually no, if you're going to revise your SLOs, but you do not want to do anything with your core. That's what that's for. So far, what we've been doing as a committee, we've been putting in, we've been addressing new SLOs. But this is if you just want to revise the ones you have, and you're not going to change anything on your core, just your SLOs. All right, more training on that a little bit later on in life. The other part, and of course, I'm a math teacher, so I'm totally going to go out of order. So that was number 1. Let's skip down to number 4. Monday, which was 2 days ago, we did have a meeting with Robin, which is our regional trainer, with a lot of people from the program review committee. Sarah and I were there as well, and we talked about this whole concept of how do we get programs into Elumen. So hopefully that will get started soon. So program review to be inside Elumen, as well as all the program or PSLOs to be inside Elumen. So that's forthcoming, hopefully sooner than later. Alright, the SLO committee, what we've been doing slowly. Last semester we started a little bit here, but just to clean up all the SLOs in Elumen. We also, maybe Sarah mentioned it earlier this morning, just a cleanup of all the inactive courses that are in Elumen. We just started that, in fact, Monday. So hopefully that'll be cleaned up pretty soon, and we'll go from there. So we want to really, the courses that are in Elumen are only just the active courses, and so whatever says in Elumen, that's exactly what we have on our campus. That's the goal. Hopefully we'll get there. The ones I really want to focus on is numbers 2 and 3. So what we have been doing so far is, throughout the semester, is what I do is sometimes when I have time, I make the assessment shells for the year, and I tell you, hey, the assessment shells are all up for the year. And you guys put in your results. So we're going to change that. Something that was brought up in the SLO committee was the fact that we do need faculty to be able to see the shells up and running in the beginning of the semester instead of towards the end. And at the same time, so notifications will come out somehow so that you know that what you need to be doing. And so the solution to it is actually Elumen doing an update on their site in order for faculty to actually start their assessment shells. So here's what I would do. I do want to show you that. And so let me jump out of here. Let me jump to. And if you want to follow along, that is perfectly well to follow along. So first things first is what we have to do is we're going to jump to something called the 2-year assessment cycle. So I know I hear this from faculty members is, hey, is my course due up for assessment? So here's what you got to do to check it out. So you go to your portal site and you go down to Student Learning Outcomes Committee right here. Ding, ding, ding. And so you know from now on, it's under SLO Planning, it's under Resources for Elumen. This is where the link is to your 2-year assessment cycle. Click on that. And this is going to change a little bit here, but here's your 2-year assessment cycle link. Here's where you go to know, and if you want to put as a bookmark, that's perfectly fine. You gotta, ooh, let's see if it takes me there. Yes, it does. Okay, it's taking me there. Okay, so if you ever want to know whether or not you are on track to do your assessments, here it is. All right, and it did come up. That is great. Okay, so this is the official 2-year assessment cycle for each of the classes that we have in Elumen. If you're not familiar with Google Sheets here, I like to kind of bring this down to 75, at least for my computer. Kind of works better here. Just real quick here, as far as columns are concerned, these notes are for me. And all these tab sheets here on the left side of the course name, that's all for me. Please don't touch those. In fact, no, you can't touch them because you are just in view mode. You can't change anything here. I hope you can't change anything here. I'll double check. Alright, anything on the right hand side of the course name is for you guys to look at, for you guys to think about. And so just real quick here, even year spring, this is what we're concentrating on because it's spring 2020. That's the one. So if you see an X in this column, that means you are going to be assessing that class. Or if you say, look, I'm not going to be assessing this class, then please email me and we will go from there. Alright, so there's actually 5 columns. Here's your 4, and then there's something called an infrequent column. We kind of made this sort of as a catch-all. That means you told me, what, a year and a half ago or so, you told me that this class is hardly ever offered. There's no make sense to even put it on an assessment cycle because we don't know when we offer it, so there's the infrequent piece. So if you think you want to assess this class, please email me and we'll at least put it on the docket and we'll put it onto the schedule here. Alright, if you see anything wrong here, please email me. And I will fix it. This is a way for us to really check and make sure we're keeping up with the assessment cycle. Okay, a few things coming down. If you see something with a highlight here, that just means it's part of the cleanup process. I need to get in contact with Sarah. We need to think about if this class is active or not, or what happened with this class. So any highlights. Yellow just means we're still cleaning up. You'll see some yellow highlights, or sorry, orange highlights, or mean we're cleaning it up. Yellow highlights mean it's a new class that got into Elumen very soon, or very recently. And so those are those classes, maybe within the year. There's a new classes within the year, so I just want to keep track of those. So go through it here. Let's say Business 32A. Notice that it also does not have when it's going to be assessed. That's something that we as SLO committee have changed. Whenever you bring anything through the SLO committee, you do need to tell me which semester you want to assess it, or is it going to be more of an infrequent piece. Alright, a few things down here. Let's see, I'll bug you sometime about that as well. Ignore the little red zeros for now. There's no need there. So let me do this here. Me as math faculty, I would go down here and I would right here. So I'm thinking to myself, hey, you know, Math 49, I think that's a course we don't no longer offer. That's a directed study course, but I'll let Arcady take care of that, not me. Ooh, Math 16, yes. Math 16 is a new course in the math department that just came in. It still needs to be figured out when it's going to be assessed, so I guess we as math faculty better think about that and then give Arcade an email. But let's go for it. Let's say you are teaching Math 10B, and you look over here and you say, oh, even year fall, whew, I don't have to assess it. You have an awesome party saying I don't have to assess this. All right. If you're teaching a Math 15 class, then you're like, oh shucks, I have to assess this. That's right. So teaching Math 15 this semester, guess what? You're going to be assessing this course. All right, so let me jump to how do you do this? How do you do this in the first 4 weeks of the semester? What do you need to do in the first 4 weeks of the semester? You are going to go back to your team site pages, or actually your portal page. Portal page here, and if you haven't bookmarked it yet, which I probably should you do sometime, you're going to go to Elumen West Hills College Coalinga on the right hand side. Clicking on that will take you to that. Put in your credentials, first name, last name, your passcode, and if you can do it correctly, that's even better. And if you don't do it correctly, then you're really off. And then you learn how to spell your name correctly. I mean, that's so fundamental to do things correctly. And then you're like, voila, you're in. Woo, okay. So where do you go? Let me change myself to a faculty member first. And mathematics. Voila. Okay, so real quick here. This is not functioning yet as of right now because we're not in the spring 2020 semester. Once this becomes live pretty much Friday morning. So you can't do anything yet. If you click on anything, it's not going to work the way it's supposed to work. All right, first things first. Second, so don't touch this till Friday or a little bit after Friday, or maybe once the class gets started. So, but really do this in the first maybe 4 weeks of the semester, and I'll verify that is done according to the assessment cycle. All right, I can't demonstrate it with spring 2020 because it's not functioning yet. And so what I'm going to do is, just as a role play here, I'm going to go back to fall of 2019. Here's fall 2019, and here's my list of classes. I did not teach some of these because, remember how I told you before, if your name ever got attached to a class ever at the district office, even for a millisecond, you are attached to the class in Elumen. All right, so we had a Math 15 assessment that was due in the spring 2020 semester. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to go click on Find Assessment. Do not click on Add. You don't want to do any adding whatsoever. Don't add nothing. All right, go click on Find Assessment, and then you're going to, there they are. How wonderful. I'm going to assess these 4 SLOs. All right, you got the slow way and the fast way. Ready? That's the fast way. It's so cool. So click on this little top button. Okay, if you want to do the slow way and you really seriously want to click every single one, hey, be my guest right there. Boom. But I suggest the fast way is so much faster. All right, and then you're going to click this. You're going to add to all my sections of this class. So you are adding it to the sections that you teach. There it is. All done. Voila. Perfect. There it is. I'm ready to assess. I am all good to go. And then from there, you click on this and you're good to go for putting in your results. So what's the game plan? The game plan is, in the first 4 weeks of the semester, if you can go in and set up your assessment shells, your own assessment shells. You don't have to click on them yet, but just set them up. I will verify them 4th or 5th week of class to make sure everything that's needed to be assessed is created. And then within the semester, please assess them, and then by the SLO assessment date, be prepared to discuss the results and then decide upon the improvement as a department. All right, hopefully that is done, and hopefully you guys can go on with the rest of the day. All right, Happy New Year, Happy Spring 2020.